Dear students, I hope all of you have seen the new syllabus which I have uploaded in the WhatsApp group, and also I have uploaded the new textbook also. I hope all of you have seen it and now you are familiar with the syllabus. Certain things are eliminated, certain one or two subjects are, chapters are included. First we will discuss about the excluded, that is graph and statistics. You might have seen it. Included one is profit and loss and estimation, cost and estimation. Two chapters are included. Remaining whatever is there. So from first year also something is migrated here, that is called algebra and area for mensuration. Those things have been migrated from first year to second year. But you are in the your first year also you have learned it, but no problem, notes is there, you can go through it. But for the examination point of view, we have to learn everything whatever is there in the second year chapter. Now, out of that, three things are yet to be taught. That is one today which I am doing, heat treatment and profit and loss and a cost and estimation. Only three chapters are pending, that we will learn. In today's class, I am going to explain about heat treatment. Before that, we have to think, we have to just go through, refresh our memory, which I taught in first year, that second chapter called metallurgy. Now, all of you know about metallurgy because I only taught it in first year, but it is long back. Now, before coming to this chapter, once go through your metallurgy notes, then you will get the main points. Now, what do you mean by metallurgy? Metals which are available inside the earth in the form of ore, that after purifying the ore, we smelt it down and by many process, we prepare metals. Out of which first one, the main two categories in metallurgy is metals and non-metals. Non-metals, everybody know. What is non-metal? Rubber, shellac, all these things are plastic, wood. It all comes under the non-metal group. In the metal group, again it is divided into two parts. That is, one is metal and other one is ferrous metal and non-ferrous metal. That means the differentiation is by ferrous. Ferrous means what? Kabbina. Whichever is possessing ferrous is called ferrous metal. Which doesn't have ferrous is called non-ferrous metal. The non-ferrous metal, if you discuss first, aluminium, copper, tin, lead, all these things which comes under non-ferrous metal. Then finally, when you come to ferrous metal, the ore which is available inside the earth is called hematite, limonite. All these things are available inside that. After purification, you prepare through the blast furnace, you prepare pig iron. Then after that, cast iron. Then after that, wrought iron, which we discussed earlier in first year. Now, wrought iron is the purest form of iron, where all the impurities are removed. Then, after that, in manufacturing of steel, then the big branch opens called steel manufacturing. In steel, what happened? A specific amount of elements are mixed into wrought iron. Specific quantity. So with the measurement, if you put it into all the elements, for example, see, pure iron is not hard and pure iron is not strong also. In the strong end, it is very sticky material, but it doesn't carry shock loads. It can carry shock loads, pure iron, because it is very sticky, it won't break. But in that, all the components you can't prepare. Same way in gold, pure gold is, maybe it is soft, you can make anything out of it, but it is not durable because it is not strong. So that is why you add little percentage of copper. Then you prepare jewelry is out of it, which is very strong. The same case it is in the ferrous metal, that is wrought iron, where you have to put many elements into it. What these elements? The very, very important element in any ferrous steel is called carbon. I told you, whole steel industry is on the basis of carbon, not on ferrous. Ferrous is the main ingredient. But whole category of steel, because low carbon steel, medium carbon steel, high carbon steel. Now this categorization is based on carbon. Carbon is an element which is mixed in a definite proportion then the category will be, it will be categorized like low carbon steel, medium carbon steel, high carbon. How much? See, 0.15%. It starts from 0.15% and up to 1.5%. Up to 1.5%. Now 0.5 to 0.5, it is 0.5 to 0.25, it is low carbon steel. 0.25 to 0.5, it is medium carbon steel. 0.5 to 1.5, it is high carbon steel. Now this is the knowledge we must have before coming to heat treatment. That's what I am telling. Now heat treatment. Now carbon. Not only carbon, in steel we have got alloy steel, very other important elements also mixed into the steel. Then that is why steel industry is grown like anything. Lakhs of varieties of steel is available today. Why? Because by mixing lot of other alloy metal to ferrous, we get different kinds of steel, which different kinds will have different properties. So that is why still it's growing, industry is growing like anything. But what my point is, carbon plays an important role in making of steel. Now that same carbon is required in the treatment of steel. Heat treatment. Heat treatment means what? See, treatment word is very familiar. When we fall ill, we go to the doctor, doctor treat us. Am I right? That is called treatment. Where did you go? I went to doctor for treatment. What treatment? Because if certain viral infection takes place in your body, or some of the organs may fail. For all these things, to get relief from that disease, you go for treatment. But why treatment is necessary in steel? It's a lifeless material, steel. Why it is necessary? Now that's the point you have to catch. Now, treatment is necessary in steel to acquire some properties. Steel in the raw form, it has got certain, see, it is soft. Steel is always in the manufacturing stage, it is soft. But in some places you need it hard, because through the steel only you cut metals. So to cut metals, the steel has to become hard. For example, file. File is made out of steel, but in the manufacturing stage it is soft. And after that, the hardness is introduced. To the file. So that is called treatment. Now this is possible only on the basis of carbon. If a carbon content steel can be heat treated, without carbon also can be done, that is later on I will explain what it is. But mainly in the general form of heat treatment, a steel must possess certain amount of carbon, more carbon, not less carbon. For example, mild steel contains only little carbon, 0.25%. Where heat treatment is not possible, even if you do whatever the treatment, it will be soft. But same high carbon steel, if you just heat and do the process, suddenly it turns into very hard metal. You can't cut afterwards. Now that is possible not because of ferrous, it is possible because of carbon. Now this is the point which you have to catch. So carbon content metal, you can do heat treatment. Now what is this treatment? See, in doctor treatment, there are a lot of medicines will be given, capsules will be given, injections will be given. But in this treatment, only 3 processes: heating, soaking, quenching. Heating, soaking, quenching. I'll write here. Heating, soaking and quenching. Now this is the treatment, only that much is done. Now carbon content metal is taken to the furnace, it is heated. Till where? Now in this heating only all this knowledge has to be acquired. It is heated above upper critical point. Now what is this critical point? See, any steel if you take or any metal if you take, there are 2 critical points. One is called lower critical point, one is called upper critical point. Now what is this lower and upper critical point? For this again you have to go for structure of steel. steel. This structure of steel, which I have explained in first year, you all know about it. Structure of steel. Which all structure steel has got? Ferrite, pearlite, ferrite, cementite, martensite, truesite, sorbite. These 6, truesite and sorbite, it is same, in the tempering only it will come. But these are the different structures of steel. But in the cold state we can see 3. Ferrite, pearlite, cementite. Understand? Now, when carbon percentage is less, in that you can see ferrite structure. When carbon percentage is still more, then you can see pearlite or ferrite both. But when the carbon percentage above above, that is hypereutectoid steel, in that you can see cementite structure. Now, what is this hypoeutectoid steel? Hypereutectoid steel and hypereutectoid steel. Now, this because of carbon, percentage of carbon, whole steel is categorized again into 3 parts. Hypoeutectoid steel, eutectoid steel and hypereutectoid steel. Now, what do you mean by this? See, here also 0.8%. See, actually I told you carbon is from 1.15% to 1.5%. The middle of that, the average middle is 0.8%. If you take 0.8 as your standard, that 0.8% steel content steel is called as eutectoid steel. It's called as eutectoid steel. Now, lesser than that, below 0.8% is called hypoeutectoid steel. Above 0.8% is called hypereutectoid steel. In hypoeutectoid steel, see, you can see ferrite and pearlite. Ferrite and pearlite structures you can see in the cold state. But in hypereutectoid steel, which above 0.8%, you can see cementite structure, which is bit stronger than these two. Now let it be. Now whatever the steel you want to do in heat treatment, you take that, you put it into the furnace and you heat. Now, actually things happening now. Now temperature will start from 0 degree, 1 degree, 2 degree, goes to 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. When it comes to 700, till 700 degrees centigrade, whatever the structure it was earlier, maybe it is ferrite means ferrite only it will be up to 700, pearlite means pearlite only it will be, cementite means it will be cementite only, it never changes. But at around 723 degrees centigrade, around 723 degrees centigrade, now the structural change will take place. Structural change will take place. What happens? At around 723 degrees centigrade, the structural change will take place. Now ferrite, pearlite, cementite, whatever it was earlier, now it turns into austenite. A structure called austenite structure. Now this particular temperature it happens so. That is why it is called as lower critical point. At around 723 degrees centigrade, now this change starts, it not completely, suddenly it doesn't take place. The process starts from changing from ferrite, pearlite or cementite to austenite. From ferrite also it will start to austenite. From pearlite also it will change to austenite. From cementite also it will change to austenite structure. It starts process and keep on changing one by one, all this structure will change. Till where 200 degree required. For this process to complete to happen, 200 degrees Celsius. That means around 723 degrees it starts and it ends up around at 923 degrees centigrade. Around at 923 centigrade it finishes. That means around 923 centigrade completely it will turn into austenite. It will turn into austenite structure. That's very important. there completely. That is why that particular point and the upper stage, it's called upper critical point. Now you understood what is critical points? One is at lower stage where the structure changes to austenite, where completes austenite. It's called upper critical point, 923 degrees centigrade. Around, not exactly, depending on the carbon percentage, 10-20 degrees that side, this side it happens. Doesn't matter. Now completely at around 923 centigrade it is austenite. Now if you put a magnet to it, touch a magnet, it won't be magnetized. That means what happens? It loses its magnetic property. In austenite state, it loses its magnetic property. See, by heating, you go to that state, by soaking, you completely turns into austenite. See, by this process, by heating and soaking. Now I will tell you what do you mean by soaking. See, you all know heat is transferred in solids by conduction. Conduction means what? From one molecule to another molecule. Transfer of heat from one molecule to other molecule. For example, in the metal, solid metal, from the outside, it has to reach the core. So that's why little time is necessary. Outside 900 means inside it is not 900. It will take little time. Now, complete temperature has to go till the core, means you have to wait for quite some time. That waiting time to reach the temperature to the center or core, it is called as soaking. It's called soaking time. You have to wait. Otherwise, only outside temperature, outside what it will be austenite, inside it will be cementite only. So completely it has to change, means you have to wait. That waiting time is called soaking time. Now, two things happen. Heating is over, soaking is also over. Completely the ferrous metal turns into, from ferrite, pearlite, cementite structure, it is turned into austenite. Now it's ready. Now this much has to be done for all the process treatment. Now this is one part of the treatment. Now difference in treatment, it's only the part of third one. It's called quenching. Now types of treatment is there in the next page. You will see that. But now at the time being, before entering to the subject, the treatment means these two parts are very important. Heating and soaking. You have to wait till that. It happens. Then quenching. Quenching in what? Quenching means what? Mulgiso. Now the difference in this, quenching means is it not nothing but it's a process of cooling. Quenching means, actually quench means mulgisu tartha Kannadadalli, but it doesn't hold good for every time, because in the treatment actually heating and cooling. Treatment all takes place in heating and cooling. Here my meaning is quenching means cooling. Now cooling is a different method. It is from method to method, from different type of heat treatment. The cooling method changes. Cooling method changes. You have to catch that point. Okay? You have to catch that. How it is cooled for different process. Let it be. Now for the time being, quenching means immediately the cooling. Cooling where? Because normal process quenching means there will be oil tank. In the oil we will quench the metal, heated metal. Above upper critical point you heated, no? The austenite structure metal will be dipped into that. By the time dipping, what happened? Dipping and just stirring means it will loses its temperature. High temperature will transfer to the oil. That means what happens as cooling. So process is different. It is quenched in the oil. Okay. Now these three things, when you do these three things, what happens? Certain property changes in the steel. Now that change of property by heating and cooling is called as heat treatment. Now, which all heat treatment process? Just go through the book, you will understand. There are 4 processes: hardening, tempering, annealing, normalizing. Annealing and normalizing. First we will discuss about hardening. What is hardening? The name itself tells. Hardening, gatti maduvudu. Hardening means what? Gatti maduvudu. I told you, all the metals in the manufacturing stage, it is soft. Even high carbon metal, low carbon metal, medium carbon metal, it is all soft. Hardness is a property introduced. It is not by manufacturing, it won't come hard. Because you have to work on it, no, it will be soft. And after that your work is over. Now you have to use as a cutting tool. Then you introduce that property of hardness. How? I told you, see, this is the process, heating, soaking. Now, for hardening, in the quenching, what is the process? See, for hardening, in the quenching process, that heated, above upper critically heated austenite structure metal suddenly cooled in water or in oil. Suddenly cooling from around 1000 degrees centigrade, suddenly it is cooled to 0. Now what happens? Here the trick. See, in hardening, because it is sudden cooled, now there is no time for the austenite structure to come back to perlite or ferrite or cementite. There is no time. It wants to come back. See, actually while learning you have to learn in the reverse way. Normalizing should be first. Yeah, to better understand, I'll explain normalizing first. Now, what is normalizing? Hardening we'll see later. Second one we'll see hardening. What is normalizing? See, normalizing means, see, when you prepare a component, you do lot of operation on that. You may do hammering, you may heat it, hammer it, forge it, turn it, and shaping, milling, whatever the work. All the work you have done. Now here what happened? Because of hammering, heating, turning and all, because of the incision, the molecules arrangement is there in the steel, that gets disturbed. Because when you hammer, those molecules will be compressed. You can't see it from outside, but internal disturbance has taken place. Now this steel, if you hardening also, it will be different from molecule to molecule. In some places hardness will be different, in some places hardness will be different. That is why normalizing is a process always done before hardening. Keep it in mind. Normalizing is a process is always done before hardening. Why? To bring back the molecule structure to normal. Because of all this work, the disturbance has taken place, no? That all will be set right. How it is done? Very simple. It is heated above upper critical point and soaked there for quite some time. Here quenching, that means cooling, is very different. Take out from the furnace, just keep it at the open atmosphere. Listen carefully. In normalizing, heating is done, soaking is done, quenching means cooling is done in the open atmosphere. Above 900 degrees you have heated, no? Just keep it outside. Slowly it gets cooled. You may need 8 hours to cool. Evening if you keep it outside, next day morning it will be cool. Slowly it is cooled. Now it was in the austenite, no? Slowly 900. It is again turns back to ferrite or perlite or cementite. Slowly. At 700 degrees when it comes, completely austenite will turn into, previously it was ferrite means it will be ferrite. Previously it will be perlite means it will be perlite. Previously it will be cementite means it will come back to cementite. Slowly, because time is there, no? Slowly it comes back. And it will be normal. Next day morning, if you see, component will be, all the structure of the molecule inside the metal will be clean. It will be normal. That is why this process is called normalizing. After normalizing, we will learn hardening. Now next day again, the same piece is kept inside the furnace, and it is heated above upper critical point, soaking, quenching. Here next day, in hardening process, there is a difference in quenching. What's the difference? Suddenly it is dipped in the quenching media. Suddenly, sudden cooling. Previous day, what in normalizing, what you did? You kept in the open atmosphere, waited 8 hours. Slowly it came back. Now, sudden. Now, today it did come back to ferrite, perlite, cementite. There is no time for it to come back. Suddenly, it will go to a new structure called martensite. Called a needle-like structure called martensite. Because sudden cooling, there is no time to come back to ferrite. It takes a new shape, new structure called martensite. Now this structure is very hard. This structure is very hard. Very hard. By now you can use that as a cutting tool. Because a new property called hardness is obtained by the metal. That is why it has become a cutting tool now. Understood? Sudden quenching, the austenite structure, instead of coming back to ferrite, it will go to a new structure called martensite, called hardening. Now this statement is called process is sudden cooling. Process is sudden in normalizing, open cooling. In heated hardening, sudden cooling. Now it acquires a property called hardness. Now there is a problem. Hardness it is acquired, but a free property called brittleness is also introduced. Now in market you have seen buy one get one free. Same way. Now you bought hardness, but freely brittleness is also come. Now brittleness is a dangerous property. Hardness is good, but brittleness is not. You know brittleness means what? It can break into pieces without notice. Glass. Glass, can you bend? No. You can't bend glass because it is very brittle metal. So suddenly it breaks into pieces. Now that thing should not take place in the component. That means it will give an indefinite service. So that is why that brittleness has to be removed and toughness has to be introduced to the metal. Now to do this, there is a process called tempering. There is a process called tempering. That extreme brittleness which is introduced in the hardening stage, now that has to be reduced. Completely you cannot eliminate. Completely if you eliminate, again it will become soft. That is why next day, so after cooling, again it will be kept in the furnace. Again, heating. Now heating up to where? Below lower critical point. Structural martensite should not change. Now below critical point, lower critical point, we will heat 300, 400, 500 degrees centigrade. Again sudden quenching. Again sudden quenching in the quenching media. Now it will lose its martensite structure. A new structure will develop called truesite or sorbite. Now truesite or sorbite, which consumes little hardness. Little hardness also will reduce, but at the same time little brittleness also will be reduced and toughness, property called toughness, will be introduced to the metal so that it can give a long service. It will be hard but lesser brittleness. So that's why it can give a definite service in the duration of process, in the long service. Understood? So normalizing is over, hardening is over, tempering is over. Now one is remaining called annealing. See, in the book there is a process called annealing. Now what is this annealing? Annealing and normalizing is very nearby process. I will tell you why. See, why this annealing? First you must know why this annealing is necessary. Now, a component worth of 1 lakh is prepared. For example, very huge amount, very costlier component you have prepared. And after that you did the hardening also in that. Hardening also you did. After hardening you realize that one hole is missing in that. One hole is missing. That may be one case. In other case, in the manufacturing stage itself, the raw material may be hard. You can't cut the metal. So how do you do the work on that? It has to be softened. It has to be softened. That softening can be done by heat treatment. But in component, no problem. Component work can be done. Nowadays, that those machines are there. EDM, electro discharge materials are there. Machines are there. Electro discharge. In the hard metal also you can do the work. That's a different issue.